Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Will the real Buhari now step forward? Wow, what a question. Asking if the real Buhari will not step forward. Anyway, it's worth asking since Abba Kyari, the mask behind what's been going on in Aso Rock, is gone. Let's go to the news and find out. Our news for today says, will the real Buhari now step forward? This much we can say about President Muhammadu Buhari, retired. He is an epidome. People who are frantic are variably energetic, added to the fact that Chief of Staff, who was just gone, who has just gone, and what we have is a ridicule wrapped in a mystery, was the description of British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, his description of the Soviet Union. Now that the all-powerful Chief of Staff, Abba Kyari, has moved on to the next abode, might the conundrum unveil just what is enough to allow the glimpse into the real President Muhammadu Buhari? Buhari loyalists have described him as a nationalist, non-tribalistic, a man of the people, a leader, a visionary, and above all, a principled, incorruptible man. But critics have described him opportunist, manipulative, and above all, incomparable, nepotic. In fact, others than his strains as a depot of the early 1980s. The greatest concern about Buhari presidential candidate was he was an Islamic zealot. Lo and behold, both loyalists and critics can point to supporting evidence. No wonder that since Muhammadu Buhari became president in 2015, his politics have been conflicting, to say the least. Nepotism pattern in his appointment, for example, is beyond description. Him himself justified it early in his administration. He started by appointing members of his family into prominent position and still doing so even as we speak. For every now and again, when appointment is made, check clearly. They are one way or the other related to Buhari's family. But then, the tragic of his career from an army field commander during the Civil War in the 1960s is an epic elected president in 2015 hardly made the course of knowing exactly what true nationality is all about. In January 1984, he led a diverse group of the army officers to overthrow a fellow Fulani president, Shehu Shagari, and appointed a Yoruba officer, Major General Tunde Diagbon, as his second in command. The war against indiscipline, the drill pursued, and had a nationalist favorite describing things he did. But then, that Buhari chose a fellow Muslim as his second in command pointed to the federalism of Islamic wanting to Islamize Nigeria. The pair at the top of the two of the same religion flaunted their unwritten patterns in governance. Fast forward to 2014, even as he campaigned for presidency, Buhari maintained a cautious silence on Boko Haram. And the Northeast, he wasn't in silence that came under fire. He was interpreted as a trick, support by the Islamic terrorists. For, can you remember, there was silence from Boko Haram when Buhari was to contest. Notwithstanding, Buhari was able to cobble together a coalition of northern and southern western politicians to form the All Progressive Congress, with which he became the presidential candidate. That was in itself not a minor foul. Then, even as many in the Christian Southern doubted that a man with the image of a dictator and Islamic scholar could possibly win the presidency, well, Buhari successfully invented himself. He had a lot of foreign help, notably from the US and UK. Even then, he was the candidate. He had to sell himself to the electorate, including the doubters. He successfully emerged and successfully came, not lacking any support from those he should. Once elected, however, Buhari left no stone unturned. Then his primary loyalty with the Islamic and ethnic clan, his appointment of personal advisories for which he was by the law not supposed to do. He started by saying Ruga that the Fulanis should be given portions of land all over the 36 states of the Federation. This was closely and neatly kicked against. Without that, the Fulanis started their invasion into all of Nigeria, killing, destroying people, farmlands, to mention but a few, and the federal government or the police could hardly do anything. And then came a wave of massive killing in the Middle Belt, supported by herdsmen who, like Buhari, had hardly finalized agenda with the Boko Haram massacre. Buhari maintained silence until the silence provoked an outcry and the international community spoke out. At some point, even the Southwest politicians' allies were becoming resilient to what was going on. They were indicted that Asiwaju Bello Tinubu, who was part of the West, was as though he was part of what was now happening because of his silence. But that did not stop him. With the 2019 election in the zone and his re-election at stake, Buhari undertook another politically challenged mission. This time, it was to pitch up the structures he caused in the coalition in creating agendas. He succeeded well enough to be re-elected. Eventually, how Buhari persuaded Tinubu and Southwest to remain in the fold, not clear up till now. I don't know what they are still doing, especially Tinubu, all in the same party. Could this be that they also have a hand in it? Beyond that, not much changed. The herdsmen massacre actually intensified in the southwest, so their religion can gain all over Nigeria, which Buhari's administration is their main focus and aim. Meanwhile, through Buhari's first tenure, the administration flaunted the idea of a cow colony in every state called Ruga to ensure large territorial claiming by the Fulanis. This was greatly kicked upon, like I once again said, by the Nigerian and nationwide, owning everyone saying their land belonged to them and the Fulanis should remain in their space. This apparently retreated was actually a time for strategizing. The idea resurfaced soon enough for a formal proposal for cow settlements in Ruga. The only difference was dropping of the evacuated term colony. This time round it up with a formal proposal implementing the underway as which the program was being announced. Again, there was an outcry of the oppression on the South Middle Belt by Buhari's administration. This all resulted to questions of who truly is this Muhammadu Buhari? Is it the man that was elected in, or was it an agenda all along? Now that Abba Kyari is gone, the chief of staff, which most critics have said is the brain box behind Buhari's administration, will the real Buhari now surface? Are we going to see what truly is behind this man, who really have been behind the killings and all that has been going on in Nigeria? Don't forget, some say it is not the real Buhari. But now, with the going of Abba Kyari, are we going to see the real Buhari is the question. My people, now don't hear the news. So the question is, are we going to see the real Buhari? By the way, this news was put together by Mina Bere Ibilama. And she put this together, this write-up, analyzing who Buhari really is. So my people, are we really going to see the true Buhari? You don't hear the whole thing, how Boko Haram is all this whatever, Ruga, they've all been popping up here and there. So what is the true state? What is really going to happen? Anyway, my people, not forget to thumbs up for us, like and share. Subscribe if you never subscribe so you can get all our latest news. We are here to keep you up to date with all that is going on in Nigeria and around the world. You have a voice, please use it. Don't forget to take care of somebody today put a smile on somebody's face, and remain blessed. We remain Apple Line Media, keeping you up to date with all that is going on in Nigeria and around the world. God bless. Bye for now.